live. I've got this thing set up over here. Yeah, let's do this. All right. So, how y'all been? I've been really good. I've had a week off, and I didn't do a podcast, but I'm not sure why. I kind of wasted my week. I laid around the house a lot. I think I played Diablo 4 every day for at least 2 hours. I had more than a week off. I had 11 days off. Wow. Caught up on my sleep for sure. Caught up on my sleep. That's a good one. Got my body used to staying up late again, so I'm gonna have a problem tonight when I go to bed. Probably. So yeah. But I got a new job, and I'm very excited about that. It is working delivery union. It is uniform delivery. It's Aramark. It's like Cintas or Mission Linens, one of those companies that go around and deliver uniforms, towels, essentials to businesses that need it. I'll be one of those guys picking up the dirty towels and dropping off the clean ones. I'm very excited though, because it's union. It's an increase in pay. It's almost the perfect job. Almost the perfect job. I think the only thing that I'd want more is something closer. And yeah. But anyway, so can you hear that cat food in the background? Curious if you can. I'm going to keep talking through it. That way my mic stays open, and we can see if we can hear it later. At any rate, yeah, so what's been going on with gaming? Not much. I got some stuff in the mail. I got the planar compasses. I've already read through the PDFs. I started reading through Whole Breach and realized that I started reading through the PDFs. I put Constant Downpour on my phone, and we'll soon be reading that. Yeah, I think that's I got something else. What was it? Oh, I finally picked up Into the Weird and Wild. Can't wait to get into that and use that. I'm pretty excited. I still got my Hexcrawl toolkit sitting back there waiting for me to pull out. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Maybe something else, maybe something little, maybe something right there. What is that? Dive. I got Dive, mothership module. It's crazy. It's the biggest mothership module in the world. It's 8.5 by 11. I opened it up and I was like, God damn, it's huge. It's very odd for a mothership module not to be either a pamphlet or a zine. I like the pamphlets. I like the zines. I like it all. I don't like 8.5 by 11. But, whatever. It happens. I got a bunch of them, and some things aren't going to fit in a little tiny book. So, let's see. What did I do this week? Yeah. Nothing. I skipped a week of gaming. So, let's see. I repacked my... That was a long time ago, though. I repacked my DM kit into something a little bigger. I got a spare Hexcrawl toolkit box. So, I used that to pack a bunch of stuff in. And it's a little bigger. It's not as compact. I was thinking about maybe like making a little instant game kind of pouch. I've got all these like tactical waste pouches. I'm addicted to them. But I was thinking I could the perfect size for like, I don't know, a pamphlet folded in half maybe. So if I printed Into the Odd down low, printed Into the Odd really small, got some character sheets in there. I don't even need character sheets for Into the Odd. That's the thing. Honestly, the only GM kit I need, I guess, is a bag of dice and index cards. and pencils. And honestly, I don't even need that, right? Because I can use my phone for the dice. So that's down to a stack of index cards and a stack of pencils. So, yeah. I'd like to have something at the table though. So I don't know. I might make one of these small. That'd be a good idea. One of these 3x5 or 4x6 note card books. I've got a bunch of junk that I bought to do traveling notebook covers. And basically, if anybody doesn't know what they are, most of them are leather, but I got stuff to make paper. So basically, it's like a piece of leather or a thick cardstock big enough to hold several notebooks. And it's like just a slap of leather. Is that a thing? A slap of leather? A slab of leather? I don't know. With those two words, I think you can get what I'm trying to say. And down the middle, there's holes punched. Like a not like a 3-hole punch. It's more extreme. So one at the top, one in the middle, one at the bottom. Or sometimes more. Depends on the style. But anyway, in these, the top and the bottom, the ones I'm looking at making are 3 or 4. In these holes, there's elastic. And that elastic will go in the center of the notebook, and it holds the notebook into the paper. The middle hole is a piece of elastic that wraps around and kind of keeps the whole thing from falling out. So I really like that idea for zines, and I'm trying to figure out what I want the covers to look like, and that's hanging me up. Otherwise, I would have built them last week. Honestly, I should have started on them and kind of made what I'm going to make. But what I want on the inside is like end papers, right? On books. What I find it really useful is end papers on books when there's stuff on them. So like I was thinking, I got these 3 planar compasses. I don't know when the 4th one's coming out. They haven't really talked about it. It's taken a long time to get this 3rd one out. So I was thinking about making one for them, right? Maybe make a 4 in case there is one that comes out later. I was also thinking to add a notebook into the end of it, because I could make a little GM kind of notebook thing that goes with it. And that would take up space until the 4th one comes. But then I was thinking, well, what about these end panels, right? Or the end pages? I could put like random encounters, charts, table of contents spanning the 3 zines, all kinds of stuff. And I struggled to think of what I wanted. I think honestly what it's going to take is me sitting down and reading through these. I wanted to do one for the Inferno trilogy from Mothership, and that is a pamphlet and 2 zines. And what I was kind of hoping to do was find the tables in there and put out what I needed on the end papers. And they also got updated to 1st edition, so I was going to write kind of like a conversion sheet of what changed from 1st to 2nd edition. But then I couldn't find 1st edition anywhere, or not 1st edition, 0 edition to 1st edition. But I couldn't find 1st edition copies of it anywhere without paying for it. And I've already got it. I need to check it because I'll do a funeral this week for those. Yeah, so I didn't do that either. My zines are in storage, which, I mean, I say in storage, but it's a portable storage locker that's sitting in my driveway. So I haven't pulled them out and looked through them and decided like what I kind of want to do. Because I've got them all in these like A4 boxes right now. And that works pretty well. Like Philip Reed and I want to say somebody else. Maybe it was only Philip Reed. Has done these Kickstarters with boxes in them. Oh no, there is one. It just hasn't fulfilled yet. But yeah, they come in these A4 boxes, and I've got a Morkborg one. I've got 2 fantasy ones. So, like, I've got a lot of bulk covered. but I kind of wanted something cool to carry around if I was gonna, because the Inferno trilogy is something I would totally run again. Maybe make one up for Liminal Horror, because that's something that I definitely run, and would run again. I would run the Maul again for sure. So make one up for my copy of the Maul, my printed out copy of the Maul. I can tuck Liminal Horror in there, and then I could tuck Metroscape Bloodbath in there. Again, use the end papers for something cool. Fallout table. Maybe like a little tuck for the cards. Yeah, I don't know. So many cool things I could do with this, but I'm stuck seeking the perfect thing to do, right? And the first one I make is going to look fucked up too. So honestly, I should just make one. Oh, you know what? I should make one out of my DM kit. Because I've got a lot of junk in there. Yeah, my DM kit. It hasn't changed much. I think mostly what I've put in there now is more decks. I've got like four decks in there. I've got fantasy deck. I think I put Philip Reed's What's in the Body deck. I put, what else did I put in there? I put the Science Fantasy deck. These are all Game Masters decks except for the Philip Reed one. Science Fantasy, Generic, and maybe one more. And then I've got all my regular stuff in there. Which again may or may not be moving to a little pack. Yeah, I don't know. I think it depends on what I'm running is what I'm bringing, really. But I kind of like the idea of having something at a convention that I can just carry around and be like, oh yeah, you want to play something? I got something right here. So whether that goes back to my little like tactical medical kit or my tactical medical bag. Sorry, it's not a kit. There's nothing in there. Or one of my waist pouches. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Let's see. What do I was just thinking about something with a waist pouch. What was it? Something waist pouch sized. My whiteboard booklet. I think that might fit in nicely into a waist bag. Yeah. I don't know. I know it fits in the exactly. I know it fits in the medical bag. Actually, it's not a medical bag. It's a field commander bag, something like that. I don't know. Something that you strap to your chest and you can drop it. Usually put a map in there. And the thing about it is it's corded, so it doesn't. It's a clamshell and it's corded, so the cord keeps it so it only opens 90 degrees, so you can drop it in front of you and like strap to your chest so you can go through it. A lot of medical bags are kind of like that too. I ended up buying a smaller medical bag that has Velcro on the back, so instead of it living on my backpack, I can pull it off if I need to if I'm going somewhere else. And I found the Velcro attached as well to one of those field commander bags, which I know that's not what it's called. It's called something else. Anyway, enough about bags, huh? So I think I've played 2 sessions of Witchlight since the last 2 or 3. I did kind of like a Halloween haunted house, and that went pretty well. It was one of those things where I set up these scenes, right? I set up these problems, I set up these tables, and then I locked them into like, this is the answer to the puzzle, right? And it worked out fine. They solved it pretty, not fast, right? But they solved it like with enough time that it felt like they earned it, and fast enough to not feel like it was a slog. So it worked out well in the end, but I think that I would, next time I run something like that, I'd want it a little more open, like not a prescribed answer. I mean, that's where I feel I fell down on those sessions, was having a prescribed answer. I did have a lot of fun with it, though. They had a lot of fun, so I mean, that's really what matters, and I'm learning from it, right? So they got into Hither proper last week, and this week I got 2 new players. They met up and they started hex crawling through Hither. I turned the maps into little hex crawls, and I feel like it works pretty well. It's short, it's fast. Each hex is like 2 hours to go through, and there's like 10 hexes. Shit, that's my bread. Okay, put a pin in that. I'll be right back. So I made Hither into a hex crawl, and it's kind of small. It's not a very big place. It's I guess we could open it up, huh? Look here. Is there a map? Do Hither on here? There should be. There we go. Yeah, so this map of Hither, it's got a 5-mile scale on it. This isn't the map I used. I used a different one that I used the complete map and basically put a fog of war over it. Yeah, it's like 25 miles north to south, maybe 20 miles across, east to west, 15 or 20. Yeah, it's small. The hexes are big. The hexes take 2 hours to cross, so they're looking at like 8 hours travel time to get from the south to the north, which they know is kind of where they're going. They've got kind of a guide with them, so that worked out well. Changed his story around. I didn't like the way it was written in Witchlight, so I added some stuff to it. That reminds me, I need to figure out who his queen is. Gotta write that down. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do. What's that word? Mentor? Boss? Liege? My liege. I don't know how to spell liege. Not like that though. Alright. Yeah. Alright, so they've got this little dragon guy in a cage. By the way, I am doing excellent at not giving monster names. I like doing it this way. Sometimes it's just easier, and I fall into, oh, there's a pack of goblins there. but this game I've been really good about not using names. I did call the rabbit people at first, but then I called them Herringons, which would make sense that because they were asking Sir Talavar, so he would know what they're called. But it's really cool. I like the way hex crawls work. So I've got like a random locations, random encounters, and a list of NPCs. So yeah, I've got it all set up pretty good. Let's see what happened. They found out that Hither can flood. They found out the Will-O-Wisps. They met a couple of them, and they met some Mud Muffets. So we ended the session as they're coming up to the Brigand's Tollway, and the whole place is flooded right now. So they're in a bathtub. Somebody asked, is there anything we can, float in, like a bathtub? And I was like, ooh, I like the idea of that. A bathtub. So they're paddling around. There's like 6 of them, five and Sir Talavar, little dragon man. And they're paddling around in this bathtub, which is great. But they are coming up to Brigand's Tollway, which is where all these Herringons kind of their hideout. Hideout's not the right word. Their base of operations, I guess. So they are coming up and they're singing this song about beating them up and taking their stuff. And somebody asked, is that a like straight out of Disney villain song? I was like, nope. And someone was like, ChatGPT, which I love to use for that kind of thing. Good call, but no, it's written into Wild Beyond the Witchlight. It's a funny little villain song, and the rabbits are singing it or the Herringons are singing it as they are approaching their docks, and they're waiting for them. So they are trying to decide what they're going to do. And next session, I thought that we were like 15 or 20 minutes to 11. So I was like, this is a good place to end it anyway. One of the players was getting tired. So yeah, we cut it there, and they'll have the whole week to think about it and decide what they're going to do. Yeah. So it's been good. I like running this adventure. I feel like it's moving faster than I thought it would. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're still taking a lot of time. And our sessions are pretty short, 2 to 3 hours. So it's taking a long time it's taking enough time. But the sessions are moving faster than I thought. I didn't think that they would be 90% done with Hither at this point. There's like 2 side quests maybe to do. But that's really that's it. And yeah. Witchlight is kind of set up as a railroad, as most of the 5th edition stuff is. It claims it's a hex crawl, but it baits you in a direction, and that direction pushes you in another direction, which pushes you in another direction, right? It's really similar to Avernus, where you get a quest to go somewhere, and when you get there, you get a quest, and then you go somewhere, and then you get a quest there, and you go somewhere, and then you get a quest there, and you finish that, and then you go turn in the quest. It's very old school RPG. And this is it can be very linear. I'm trying not to run it linearly. I'm adding stuff onto it. So there will be much more exploration later, when they decide where they are going to go. Yeah. Yep. Very exciting. Very exciting. Very fun. And yeah, I've got to prep for this next week. I don't think I have to prep for next week. But the week after, I am definitely going to have to prep. I am going to either have to prep Tither or Oz. And Tither is short. It's as short as Tither was. So it should be pretty easy for me to digest and reroute the plots. But Oz is a big book that I haven't finished, so I need to get into that, and that'll probably take up my 2 weeks. So yeah, I don't think I got anything else going on. Starting a new job soon. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Anything else that's come out recently that I've been excited about? A bunch of Kickstarters just ended. Nothing exciting that I've been like, oh, I need to back that. I've been really good about backing Kickstarters. I think there was like 2, maybe only 1 that I backed that I wasn't planning on backing. I've had some, there's been some big ones that have been on the horizon that I've been looking for. The Tome of Adventure Design, that's the one I wasn't planning on backing. It's a desktop app, basically, for running random tables. And I like World Anvil's set up for random tables, but this looks easier to input. It looks like I can copy and paste into one thing and link tables much easier. That is the one thing that I don't like about the World Anvil table system. It's very, very programmy. It's there's basic tables that will you just give it a list of things and then roll, and then there's advanced tables that can refer to other tables, but they're a totally different thing. So if I've got a table that's going to refer to 2 tables, I basically have to make weird. It's like 4 tables, right? I think even to make 1 table, you have to make 2 tables. You have to make something that calls a table, and then you have to make the table itself. It's something weird like that. But I know I was like duplicating a table each time I was doing, I'd make a list of tables, and then I'd make a table to draw from those tables, and then I would make a I don't know what it's called, like a master table that would be a duplicate of the table that draws from the tables, but it wouldn't work without that. It's weird, but whatever. And it's not sorted very well. There's no like folders or anything like that. It's basically just a giant list. And you can search through it. So if I knew what I'm looking for, it'd be pretty easy. And I've got like the tagging system down, and I've got my own naming system, so I can tell what it is that that table's from and what it is that it does. And the tagging's cool though, because I can say draw an item off all the tables that are tagged monster. So I can have like a monster manual, first edition monster list, and I can have a monster list from a different system. that I can't think of right now. 5th edition monster manual to Fiend Folio, and I can pull from each of these separately, or I can pull from them all together. And then, I could make lists of monsters that are, plains monsters. So anything with a tag of plains on it, go ahead and pull from there. Stuff like that. But with the Tome of Adventure Design one, it looks like I make a table, save that table, and then if I want to make a table of tables, then I can just say, hey, draw from these tables. So, I don't know. I need to sit down and play with it. I don't know if the Kickstarter's closed yet. Let's take a look, I guess. Pretty easy to do. Adventure Design. Drive through Miss Mirror. Kickstarter. There we go. Oops. Where was it? Yeah. Fantasy Adventure Builder. Yes, it is closed. And that closed on October 24th. And then we got 2-3 weeks to wait for the codes from Steam. Very excited to get into this. Yeah, very, very, very excited. 24th was Tuesday. And so, yeah, it should be this week at the very least. Yeah, I can't wait to start making my own tables. I mean, it's cool that they're putting all the Tome of Adventure Design tables in there, but really, really, I'd like to have, a master table of tables. Holy crap, that ice is loud. Is that something you can hear in the background? Possible. But what I really like is a place to store my own tables, and hopefully this will be updated semi-regularly so it works with the latest OS and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I've built several Excel sheets. I've built some Excel sheets that print the code out for, or put the code together for World Anvil, so I can just run the generator, spit out the answers in the code that I want, and copy a cell and paste it into World Anvil. Although that's old and I don't know. Every time I open it, it tells me I have to open a second sheet, but the second sheet is the same as the original sheet. So there's some links in there that are incorrect, and I gotta migrate over. But oh well. Should be easy to do. Should be pretty easy to do if I sit down and do it. But I got all excited about the generators thing on World Anvil, and I mean I made some pretty cool things. I made a 10-room dungeon generator so it pulls from. I made a dungeon generator out of stuff from Tome of Adventure Design. I think 5e DMG or 1e DMG stuff, and some tables of my own. And it's out a page with it also pulls some gaming paper Mega Dungeon tiles, basically 8.5-11 sheets with dungeon rooms and corridors and stuff put on them. So yeah, it pulls out 10 of those, has a little picture next to a description of the room or area. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and I've used it a couple times to pull a dungeon out on the fly, and it works very well. It doesn't seem too disjointed. Yeah, I just made it very well, I guess. But it was kind of a pain in the butt, and to go in and edit something is kind of a pain in the butt. This was before I started naming things the quote unquote good way, the way that they make sense to me. And there's so many tables now. I have so many tables in World Anvil. Take a look here. How many tables I got? Studio generators. Oh, it doesn't even say. It doesn't even say how many I've got. But I'm currently scrolling through them. They're about. Well, let's go back up to the top. Look at how long this web page is. Oh my goodness. All right. All right. So about here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 on this page, and I'm going to scroll down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So about 15. How many tables is that? 15 times 6. It's like 90. 90. And this is only like the main generator table. Routers is the second table. That's what they're called. And those basically route tables. You use, oh, you know what it is? You use a router in a template, and that router can route the template to the correct generators. So let's see how many of these I have. 1, 2. So I've only got like 15 of those, maybe. And the templates, these are the big ones. These are the good ones. And a lot of these are just routers. This is a generator, so that's the first one, a basic. And that is fear. Let's do a search for fear and see what that is. Yeah, and this one just says, hey, anything that's tagged fear, pick from. And I think honestly, there's probably only one tagged fear right now. Two different ones tagged fear, so it'll pull from either of those. And the thing is, I think it weighs them the same. So if you had a D20 table and a D10 table, it would be a 50% chance that it would pull from one of those things. Actually, I don't even know how it works, honestly. It could just gather up all those tables and pick something from the table. So it might be rated well. I don't know. I'll have to ask about that. But anyway, the templates are the cool ones, right? Ooh, I made a filling in the blanks one. What? Edit that. If you go back, it does not go back to the last page you were at. It goes back to the last section for this. Okay, let's see. How do we do this? Do we just click roll and it'll tell me? Caves, rock, brook, rock, cave, change elevation. So I think I just didn't finish this one. Let's see. Copy BBB code, copy link, copy template key. Oh, here we go. This is what I want to do. Whatever this book. And then, yeah, so this will, and roll the dice, and it says it's geology, and nice. Fit be water. Fit be, forged in the dark? I don't know. Filling in the blanks. FITB. There you go. Geological. And it came up with, yeah, so comes up with geology, terrain. Oh, so it doesn't have, interesting. So animal, livestock. Weird that content main resources. I don't even remember how to write all this shit. It's weird that one of them says vegetable and the other says livestock. But all of these aren't finished. So I need a soil table, right? I need a rock table. And then when it pulls these things out of the generator, not the generator, the router. We go look at that template, edit it. Yeah, so it asks this generator to generate the contents, puts it into this variable, and then passes that variable to the router. And passes that to this result. Interesting. Interesting. Filling in the blanks. Contents, geological hazard, magic, resources, settlements. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Oh, it's gotta be renamed. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. And the router is going to have the names of the table in it, I think. Main router for filling in the blanks. Edit. That's going to have, yeah, terrain. Save. Then go back to the generators. Filling in the blanks. And it was down here. That. The hyphen. Filling in the blanks. Oh, underscore. Edit. Underscore. Save. Let's see if that fucked anything up. Should be able to get terrain in here somewhere if I keep rolling. Yep, there it was. Yeah, it looks like layers are in here. Very cool. And then it says Sabercat, Sabertooth Tiger Cat Centaur. It looks like I did not format that table well. I did a lot of copy and pasting from different PDFs. Get another layer in here. Okay, it does have one. And yeah, I've only got one here. And I've got only one router for filling in the blanks, it looks like. Oops. Yep, only one router for that. And then Generators all fit in here somehow. Yeah, and then I just need to take a look at train. And then I think what I have to do yeah, it's weird that sometimes train comes up once and then it comes up on variants another time. I don't know. Like I said, this took a long time for me to get my head around. And there's like a whole Google spreadsheet out there that I have to, like, I make my list, I paste it into the spreadsheet, I tweak a couple of things on the spreadsheet, and then I copy a different column from the spreadsheet, and then I move it back into here, or put it into here. And it's not too difficult. I think it's JavaScript, honestly. Well, I know it's written in JSON, so I think JavaScript is what pulls it out of the JSON. I just wish there were a way to JSON this shit up easier. JSON payload always required. Let's look at train here. Yeah, so it's odd that I get a result that is terrain. Anyway, I don't need to be debugging this right now. Let me go ahead and close this. Back to article. All right. So yeah, I've been babbling on for a long time about nothing. So yeah. Thanks for listening, and